Today I'm going to take you back to my childhood and I'm going to show you how to make these lanyard keychains. They're made using the plastic cord, and you can see how they actually come out pretty nifty to look at. So we're going to be making one using 4 colors. The color that you're going to use on the side of your work, you're going to have to cut into a 9-foot length. The 3 colors that are going to make up the front of the work are going to be cut into 5 foot. So you're going to need a lot of string for this. It's better to err on too much than not enough, because it's not something that you can add to. You just kind of have to stop whenever you run out. So the side is going to be 9 feet long, and the 3 ones in the middle are going to be 5 feet long. And then you're also going to need a split ring keychain. Okay, once you have them all cut, we're going to put them together. You're going to find the exact middle of your work, and you are going to put them through your key ring. So I've marked out the middle here, and now I'm just going to lay them down. Okay. So we'll have them laid out like this. Okay. So the 3 colors that you're going to have on your side, put them in the order that you want them to be. Once they're in that order, they're going to stay that way. Okay. And then the side color, we're going to put up and down. Okay. So if we look at the way that we have things set up, okay, the 3 bottom pieces, the side pieces, on one side they go over the ring, and on the other side they go under the ring. And then our piece that's in the middle, on one side goes under the ring, and on the other side goes over the ring. Okay, now we're going to pick this up. The beginning is the trickiest part. Once you get the beginning done, I promise you it goes easier, but the first couple of stitches are a bit on the awkward side. So we're going to make sure we maintain the middle of our piece, and then what I like to do is I'm going to hold it with my index finger underneath and my thumb on top. Okay, so we're going to bring the top part and we're going to go down. Okay, and then the bottom one is going to go towards the top. And these are right across. Okay. And I kind of hold them with my pinky while I'm working with them. You'll notice that there's one part that is closed and then the other part is open. Okay. We want to catch into where the closed part is. So I'm going to start on the bottom here. I'm going to start on the right, and I'm going to take the edge and I'm going to go over the first strand and underneath the second strand. I'm not going to pull it tight, but I am going to pull it through. Okay, so you'll see how it's caught. That caught there. Okay, now I'm going to go for the other side of the same color, and we're just going to do the opposite. So we're going to go over the first one and underneath the second one. And it's important to make sure that these strings don't twist. You want them to stay flat. So we just did our first color. Now we're going to move on to our second color, our middle color. So the edge that we ended on, that's the side that we're going to pick up. And then again, over the first one, underneath the second one. And then we're going to pull it through. And just see how it flopped over? I'm just going to untwist it so that it stays on top. We grab the other side of the same color. Okay, and we're going to go again over the first one, under the second one. Pull it through. We grab our last color. over the top one, under the second one, and pull it through. And then the last one goes over the top, under the bottom. Okay, now is when we again make sure that we are not twisted, and we're going to tighten. So what I like to do first is I'm going to grab all 3 side pieces, and I'm going to carefully just give them a little tug to tighten them up. Then I'm going to put my thumb on top, and I'm going to gently pull the top strand and the bottom strand. And then I'm going to pull on each side again, okay, so that it's tightened up. You don't want to pull too hard because it is not strong plastic and there is a chance that it can snap, okay, but you're going to pull so that it resembles something like this, and then you look at the other side, okay. So we're all set. So now we're going to do the next row. So to do a flat stitch, which is where we're not turning it all, we're not making it spiral. You can see if we look back at this one, these guys are flat stitches, and then these are the spiral stitches. So we're going to start off with the flat stitches. Okay, so we're going to bring our top piece straight down so it stays on the same side, and the bottom piece goes straight up, still on the same side. Okay, and now we do the same thing again. So we're going to hold them, and then we're going to start. You can start at the top or the bottom. Just remember to start opposite the part with the loop. So we can start here at the top, and again you're going to go straight over. We don't want it to twist. Then we go for our second color. I'm sorry, the second strand of the first color. We bring it through. Go for our second color. And it's still the same. We're over the first one, under the second one. We don't want it to twist. Last color. And it's always over the first one, under the second one. And we do our last one of the row. Okay, and then again, we're going to tighten. So I like to do the sides first. So I'm going to give the sides a little bit of a tug. I put my thumb on the work. I'm going to pull the top one gently, and then the bottom one gently, and then give the sides a little bit of a tug. So you'll see it's starting to form, okay? So when we do our square stitch, whatever side it's on goes across to that side for a straight stitch. Now if we want to add in a curve, which are these guys, what you're going to do is you're going to cross them. So this one's going to be a curve. So the top, normally we go right across, but instead what we're going to do is we're going to angle it. So it's going to come from the top right to the bottom left. The bottom's going to start on the left and then go to the right. And we're going to do the same twist with the colors. So we're going to start not with the first one, we're going to start with the second one. So this one's going to go across here. And then we just keep doing the same thing. We make sure it doesn't twist. And then we do our next one. So the only difference between the straight stitch and the spiral stitch is that you're going on a diagonal instead of straight across. And by doing it diagonally, it's actually going to spiral the stitches. Okay. So we're coming up to our last one. Okay, and now to tighten it again, you're going to gently pull on the sides, then hold the middle, pull the top, pull the bottom, and give the sides a little extra. Okay, so again, for the spiral, instead of going straight across, you're going to go diagonal. Okay, and this is a great book that I had found. It is Plastic Lacing, A Step Beyond. Okay, and it shows you a whole bunch of different variations that you can do. You'll see it gives you different ways of making the keychains. You can do different designs. If you wanted to do all spiral stitches, it would give you this one. Okay, all flat stitches would be up here, and you can see here they just have one spiral, so you'd work the spiral until you saw your colors switched. This one, so it does a lot of spirals. Okay, so you can decide on how you'd like to do this. You can just experiment. This nice book gives you combinations of how much to do, how many straight stitches versus how many spiral stitches. These are ones for the keychains. Okay, so you can just experiment and see what it looks like. For this one, okay, this example, we'll go back to here. You'll see that this one, and you can count. So this one did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It did 14 rows of the flat stitch, and then we switched and we did spiral, and they did spiral for 1, 2, 3, 7, for 8. And then we wanted to switch directions on the spiral to bring the spiral back. So you do 1 row of flat stitch, and then you do 8 again with the spiral, and then you end with your 14. Okay, you can do to get a zigzag, you could do where you do 4 spiral, 1 straight, 4 spiral, 1 straight, and it'll go back and forth. You can do all spirals. It's pretty much the sky's the limit with how you want to put them together. Okay, so I'm going to work a little bit more, and then I'm going to show you how we're going to finish this off. Okay, to show you how to finish off, you can do it 2 ways. The first way would be just to put glue on the bottom and then tighten it and then cut off. But I always like fringe, so I'm going to show you how to make the fringe on this. So when we end, you're going to have your stitches at the end. Okay, so you can kind of see in the middle where the stitches are. So all you're going to do is, instead of going across like we've been doing, we're just going to go around and go back in the same color and then pull this. Okay, and then for the next one, instead of going across, again we just go around and then in the same color to pull tight. And then the last one, so again same color. And I'm going in from the right to the left underneath. This one got a little tight. Let's loosen it. Okay, so once you get them all through on each side, then you would just pull them to tighten. Again, make sure that you don't pull too tight because we don't want them to snap. and then you would just cut them so that they're all the same length, and that is your finished lanyard keychain.